because you want me to do
5
this.
packs of Splenda in the bread maker. 5 different packs is what Edward did.
So about a fourth of a.
A 4th cup of olive oil and pour it into the bread maker. 1 teaspoon of salt.
Two salts, 2.
2 teaspoons of salt and put it in the bread maker. So how much flour do you think you're going to use?
Well, I don't know yet. Let's see how it looks. A lot of it's predicated on what you're doing. Right now, this is just between.
How many cups is that?
This is 2 cups.
That's 2 cups of flour going into the bread maker.
I'll say about 4 cups.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So it's 4 cups of all-purpose sifted flour going into the bread maker. Do you pre-sift your flour or no?
No, I don't.
Okay. So you trust that it's sifted enough?
I trust only God.
So now we're talking about the yeast and how much actual yeast is going to be needed for the pizza dough.
It really depends on how high that you want your dough to rise.
Right.
Usually what I do is I put my finger, if you can follow me here, your index finger, you can just kind of indent it. Mm-hmm. Okay, you see where that little indent is?
Yeah.
Okay, and what you want to do, you want to pour the yeast in the hole, okay?
Okay.
What I normally do is I have it kind of go over the hole because I want to make sure it goes, we have enough for the dough to rise.
Right. So when you're talking about your dough rising, you really want that dough to rise to its optimum level. So how long does that take for the dough to rise before you start adding your condiments on top of your pizza?
Well, normally it takes about 30 minutes in the machine.
Yeah.
Because it has to take time to, rise. So usually about 30 minutes.
Okay. All right.
So what we're going to do now is I will take the canister that you have before you. Make sure that it says front if you have one of these machines here. And you want to kind of put it in the canister. Okay, which is very, very important that you do that. Make sure you plug it in so you won't look like you're a dork.
Okay. So now when you're doing your bread, I notice you don't have anything but oil. So do you put any liquids into your bread?
Yes, I do. I kind of do it backwards.
Okay.
Okay. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to turn it on.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to put the liquids in it. What you want to do is put a hot liquid, such as water.
Yeah.
Okay. And normally what I do is I start with maybe a cup of water. So that's what I normally do, of hot water.
Yeah.
Okay. So just give me a minute.
Okay. All right, so we're about to go ahead and put in the hot water. Now you're starting the machine, so tell us what you did first.
Well, first of all,
we don't want to mess up and not know what the settings are for
some
the machine.
Some people may say, well, that man didn't put any water in it, and he should have put some hot water in it before he put everything else in.
Right.
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
But I'm a different person. Okay. So what I'm gonna go ahead and pour in about a cup of water, okay? Because what we want to do is we want to just try to get it done right. Okay, you can see I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the machine.
Okay.
If I can find the start button.
All right, and so it's starting to churn already.
Yeah, it's starting to turn now. What you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to go in it and make sure that it formulates. Sometimes if you have too much water, what's gonna happen? It's gonna be all soggy. So you may have to add flour, which is very important to keep adding your flour.
Okay.
The key thing that we have to look at right now is making sure that we have enough flour in it that it will turn into a ball or rotate.
Yeah.
And then we can add other ingredients.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll tell you what we're going to do shortly when we talk about adding such as pesto, which is over there.
Okay.
Okay, I usually add my pesto in the dough.
Oh.
I usually add garlic in the dough.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And that's just what I normally do.
Okay.
Some people, they may not want garlic because they're walking around and they're talking to people and that garlic, you know how it lingers. It will linger. And if you're also cleaning your house and you're using Clorox, then that's another problem. Nobody will be away from you. They'll run away from you, okay? So that's good vampire concoction is Clorox and garlic. You can see it's starting to formulate the ball, okay?
Yeah.
But what I'm gonna have to end up doing is adding more flour, okay? Because right now, when it starts to turn faster, it's not gonna turn into the ball that I want, the dough that I want. So I'm gonna have to always add a little bit just to make sure. So even though you may say I have 4 cups of flour, you may have to use just a little bit more to make sure that it's a nice ball.
Okay.
Okay? Right now, there's no formulation.
Okay, so that indicates to you that there's not enough flour.
For right now, that's
Yeah.
correct.
Okay.
I love my wife. I'm not used to using cups, okay? I'm one of those freelance people. Okay, I'll grab this bag here, and I just know because if you're a cook, you know what you're doing, right?
Right.
Okay, what I like to say, though, is instructions are for people who don't know how to follow directions. So I always use a bag, and this bag right here. Let me show you how I do it. See, right now we just need a little bit. I just add a little bit more here because when it starts to really rotate, okay, then it's going to formulate. The spinner's going to go faster when it hits the second setting. Right now, the second setting is not here.
Okay.
When the second setting kicks in, it'll spin fast. That's when you can add your pesto. If you want to use that, you want to add your garlic. Okay, you can do that.
Okay.
What I'm going to be
So
doing.
now when you say garlic, are you talking about whole garlic or garlic powder, garlic salt?
It all depends on what you can afford.
Okay.
If you're
Minced
poor like
garlic?
me, you may be able to go and get you some of that stuff off the shelf. But if you're rich, you got money, then you can have the fresher the garlic, the better.
Okay.
Okay.
All right then.
So when you go to church and you start talking to your deacons and your elders, get right up in their face.
So now it seems like you're about to add the other secret ingredients.
Well, I'm preparing myself to add it, but right now, as you can see, it's just slowly going. We're going to wait till the spin cycle increases.
Okay.
Which is very, very important because you want to ensure that everything is embedded into the crust, okay?
Right. So right now your yeast is rising, or does
No, the yeast is not rising
Okay,
yet.
okay.
Once it does the spin, I put my ingredients. I want to close this lid. Once I have everything in it, then I'll close it, and then
Okay.
after 30 minutes, it should rise to the top.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. So right now we're just letting it
Yeah,
get
right
to
now-
its next cycle.
Right. So
Okay.
we'll be right back, and we'll show you when the next cycle comes.
Okay. Real good. All right. So we're in our second cycle, and I do see it spinning.
So as you can see, I'm putting garlic, okay, granulated garlic into the bread.
Okay.
Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a little bit of pesto, okay? This is at my neighborhood store. You know, I live in the inner city.
And how much pesto are you putting in there?
Well, it depends on how much you like. I like a lot of pesto
So
in
that's
mine.
what? Look,
That's about, right now, that's 5 tablespoons.
5 tablespoons.
Teaspoons, excuse me,
5
teaspoons.
teaspoons of pesto.
Right. You want to
And that just kind of goes and gets down into. How does it get down into the dough?
Well, it will
It'll work
work
itself
itself in again as it gets a little looser.
Yeah.
And then what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to rinse off my spoon.
Okay.
Okay. So while I'm rinsing off my spoon, you can look at that.
All right, so I see it spinning. Oh, I can smell the aroma. It's,
Right, and that's what you want to do. Then you want to if you wanted some minced garlic.
No, yeah. That's it.
That's all you need.
All right, so one teaspoon of minced garlic.
1 teaspoon of minced garlic. And now, if you heard my wife, no. She's a teacher, and so if she's dealing with people, she didn't want to have all this garlic on her breath. But I told her this. I said, this is good stuff when you don't want to be bothered. Okay?
Oh.
You can sprinkle that up in there.
So
Okay.
how much of the herb de Provence do you think you're using? At least
Well,
a
you
teaspoon,
want to give
or-
yourself a generous portion.
Okay.
You see, I'm
So
just
you're-
giving a generous portion
So
here.
you're shaking for maybe 30 seconds.
Oh,
of
maybe 25.
25 seconds
Yeah.
worth of herb.
Chopped
Oh.
onion, because you got the garlic in there already, right?
Yeah.
Some people like the onion in their bread because it just makes the pizza that much fantastic.
Yeah. So how much of the minced onion did you put in this?
I use about 3 tablespoons.
Okay. So then you just let that sit and simmer, and
Well, you're not simmering nothing. What you're doing, you're letting it rise. You're gonna,
Oh, okay.
What you're gonna do, you're gonna stir it around here for a while. Then all
Yeah.
of a sudden, it will rise to the top, and you'll smell it. The aroma will emanate throughout the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
And
key
so-
thing is what I like to do, is I like to make sure that the dough and the pasta,
Yeah.
okay, is very, very important.
Right.
Because if your bread is not good,
Yeah, then your pizza's not
then your
good.
pizza, well, the sauce is just no
And the-
good.
yeah.
Right. But
Yeah.
it depends.
So you're
Everybody has
just as
different
good as
tastes.
you're just as good as your crust and your sauce.
Pretty
That
much.
pretty much is
Pretty
going to
much.
make or break a pizza.
And what it is, I'm so thankful. When I look at my DNA,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
What did it say, honey? How much?
You're you're 20%, 25%.
24.3% European.
Iberian.
Iberian.
Yeah.
So I got a little bit of Portuguese and Spaniard in me,
Spaniard,
and
yeah.
plus I have some. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, German.
Yeah.
My great grandmother was German.
Yeah.
Okay, so you may look at me, you may say he's just a black man making pizza.
Yeah.
And what I can say is no, I'm just a man eating.
So now we're doing the prep for the actual condiments that are going to go on the pizza.
That's correct.
And I'm noticing that you've chopped up 2 different kinds of onions. Tell me why you're using both white onions and red.
Because I didn't have onions. I didn't have yellow onions.
You didn't have yellow. So
Yellow's good too, and well, actually, what you
Well,
see before you
yeah.
have these are sweet onions,
Oh,
and
I
these
see.
are red onions.
And those are the red onions.
Yes, I usually
so
like
it's
to
going
have.
to give 2 different kinds of flavors
That's
to
correct.
the pizza.
That's
All
correct.
right.
Yeah, some people would like to add the regular yellow onions,
Uh-huh.
and those are good.
Yeah.
It really depends. You're really gonna. It's for your taste.
Yeah.
Whatever you decide that you want to
Yeah.
choose. Okay.
Yeah. All right. And so I noticed you have your chopper. So
That's
you're
correct.
going to. You've already chopped it, but you're fine chopping it.
That's correct.
Now, so does that bring out more of the aroma of the onion? I mean,
Well,
what
it just kind of goes. It's embedded in when you get everything together with
Yeah.
the cheese
Uh-huh.
and the mushrooms
Yeah.
and the pesto. I
Yeah.
add more pesto in the sauce,
Uh-huh.
and it just really just enhances the flavor when you cut it down and refine. It's just
Yeah.
it's embedded into the sauce.
Oh,
Just
I
tastes
see.
better.
I see. All right, so you're gonna chop. It looks like maybe I don't know.
About maybe a half
How
a
many-
cup.
Half a cup.
Yeah. Let's say you're gonna add more as you go along. Usually,
Yeah.
what I do is I add more until I fill out the canister.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And so what you're doing while your bread and your dough is rising and doing what it needs to do, you're doing your prep work.
That's correct.
Over here.
Yes, I'm
Okay,
prepping early.
So that means that your vegetables are fresh.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want raunchy vegetables.
Right.
Okay, there's a lot of salmonella out there.
All right. So we have your finely chopped red onions going in.
Yes, we do.
Okay. And then you're gonna go ahead and chop the rest of that.
That's correct.
Now, I noticed that you have a bell pepper over there, so you're gonna chop that as well.
Yeah, no, well, I'm just gonna slice it.
You're gonna slice.
Yeah,
that.
see if you chop it up too much, it gets really liquidy,
Okay.
and you really take the ineffectiveness of. To me, I like to
Yeah,
look at the beauty of the pizza. Okay.
Right, and yeah, you do want the beauty of the pizza, and then you want a little bit of crunch. You know,
Yes,
you want
yes,
your
yes.
vegetable. You want the not a soggy vegetable. You
That's
want a
correct.
nice firm vegetable.
You want to crunch while you have your teeth. Okay. But those who
Yes.
are gummy people,
You make the gummy version.
then you make
of
the gummy version for them. I mean, it's just cheese and flour.
Okay. All right. So we're down to, it looks like 43 minutes for our dough to rise. And if I look down in there, I can see that dough is getting taller. That ball is a lot bigger than it was before.
Yes, and that's correct. And one of the things that I had mentioned earlier in this broadcast,
Uh-huh.
I had mentioned that it was about 30 minutes incorrectly. It's
Okay.
actually about an hour and 25 minutes.
An hour.
And 30 at the most.
Okay. So that
For the
that-
dough
that-
to rise.
Yeah. So that's going to make a difference when you're making your pizzas, folks. Right. So therefore, you need to time yourself.
Well, the
because-
timer's here, and if you set it on dough, in this particular machine,
Okay.
if you set
So
it on
what
dough
are
and the rate,
we're talking about? We're talking about a Breadman Plus.
Breadman Plus, but
Okay.
usually if it's set to the 8, it's usually about an hour and 30 minutes at the max.
I see.
Okay, so what
Okay.
we have left, we have about 42 minutes left
Okay.
before the sound clicks on. There's a little bell or whatever this is,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
ringer, and then it tells me that the dough is ready
Okay.
after it hits 0-0.
Right.
Okay. Let me come and show you what I did recently.
Okay. Well,
as
that
you-
dough is rising, and we said we had the 44 minutes left. To go ahead and let that dough rise.
Right.
So what are we doing over here? What
Well,
do you have out here?
Basically, if you can see, I pretty
Mm-hmm.
much have I have everything prepped and ready to go. I have
Okay.
the sweet onions and red onions.
Okay.
I have the green peppers, about 2
bell peppers. All right.
I have our mushrooms.
Oh wow,
Okay.
that looks so good.
I have our olives, and I have again my famous garlic.
And garlic.
I usually add a little bit more garlic because this is more like an Italian
Okay.
deep dish pizza pie.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
And
then like okay, so then we're using
we're gonna use the mozzarella
cheese.
Yeah, we only use the finest.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're using
This is not from Velveeta, okay, folks. So if you want to buy Velveeta cheese, that's all right with me. But Velveeta is hard to break down.
Mm-hmm. And so it's not going to make a good cheesy pizza.
That's correct. You want to use the best dough.
So
the best pizza.
So your mozzarella cheese. Now it seems like you told me once that it's.
Okay, that must be another visitor. Just hang on a minute. I'm trying to make some money, folks.
Moment of truth has arisen, and that bread machine has stopped. And I'm looking right there through the little window of the bread machine, and that dough has risen all the way to the top.
Well, why don't we try lifting the lid,
Okay.
and that way we can see. And see, this really did a remarkable job.
Oh my
Matter of
gosh.
fact, it went over as much as possible.
Oh wow, so we've gotten a lot more dough than we even thought. Okay, so you did say that the dough would fall.
Right.
All right, so it naturally fell, and now we're about to do what? We're going to put it in the pan.
Yes,
Now,
we're gonna put it in the pan. But what I need to do first of all is put a little bit of flour on my hands because this is real sticky.
Okay, so you want to make
Real
sure.
sticky.
And what about your ring? Did you take that off so you don't mess that up?
Yes, I did.
Okay, very good.
It's okay to put a little bit in the pan because you're
Yeah.
gonna be using it. But what you want to do, you want to kind of start putting it in the pan.
Okay.
You can see how the pesto. You see, I didn't put enough flour in my hands.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I need to get some more. Would you mind?
Whoops. Just
Yeah.
lift your dough.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Put a little bit
So
more.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to not make a mess here,
Okay.
like I'm doing.
Let me hold that for you while you're doing
Well,
that.
that's mighty nice of you to
well,
do that.
Well, you.
Does that cost me more money or what?
It costs you nothing but time
Nothing but time and sticky fingers.
and sticky fingers. So you've got quite a bit of dough.
Yes.
And so your dough, although it looked like it was a whole lot more dough in the canister,
Right.
it actually will cover the bottom of this pan,
That's correct.
and then it's going to rise even more.
That's correct.
Okay.
You want to push it against the ends
Just
of the pan.
a little bit, yeah.
Just
I
a little
noticed-
bit to
and
give it a
you're
little.
very, very gentle with this dough. You're not forcing the dough to do anything that it won't do on its own.
That's right.
Yeah.
You want to just let it work for you.
Yeah.
See? As I'm turning the tray around, I'm
Yeah.
trying to contour it just
Yeah.
the shape that I want. And the key thing of it is
Yeah.
you want decent and you want good pizza.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's following the natural contour of the pan, so it looks like it's very even on all sides. So
It
you're
is.
not having lumpy dough anywhere in this pizza.
No.
All
And
right.
hopefully what you're going to be doing is you're going to put your condiments. What I normally do is put my condiments on it.
Yeah,
And then after I put everything on it, then
Yeah.
I cover it, and then it will rise
And then it will
itself.
rise even
And I
more.
make sure that it's on top of the oven. That's where the heat
Yeah.
is generating, which will make the pie.
yeah.
Make
Now
it
that
thick.
really looks good. That looks like a very, very nice, even, seasoned, great pizza crust.
It will be.
All right. All right. So we're back here with the pizza dough.
Yes.
And I see that you've got the sauce ready, and you're about to apply the sauce.
Yes, it's just not like any sauce. This is from Italy.
Oh wow.
Okay, it's imported. Actually, we go over to a restaurant depot, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna give them the perks.
Yeah.
But they have restaurant quality food.
Yeah.
So when it comes for pizza, as I was reiterating before, the sauce is what makes it.
Okay. It definitely does. Now this is a really, really deep,
It's
rich
a
red.
rich red
Oh
thick
my
sauce.
goodness, that looks delicious.
Yes. And what I normally do is you don't have to add much to this. Usually, since my wife doesn't like me to add more garlic, what do? I add more garlic. I'll put a little bit extra garlic.
Okay.
And some herbs de Provence.
Okay, herbs de Provence. Okay.
Yes. And I'll put that on there and on the sauce. But what I did is
Okay,
I took
so-
about 5 scoops.
All right.
Okay.
5 of the big.
5 of the big scoops.
big scoops,
Yeah. The key
okay.
thing of it is you just want to, just kind of lay it out.
And you're spreading it
and
out.
spread it out.
And I noticed you're putting this on the very bottom of the pizza pan. You're putting it you're putting it first.
Well, yeah, I normally do. I mean, I haven't seen a pizza that hadn't had any dough. I mean, most people put it on the top. I'm not a top person. I'm a bottom person.
All
Okay.
right. So you're adding your pizza sauce.
That's right. You want to kind of spread it out. And like I said, I had about maybe 4 or 5 big spoonfuls from my container.
Okay.
And what I'll do is I'll spread it out. Some people like a lot of sauce. I don't like a lot of sauce.
Okay.
But I want to make sure that I have enough sauce that is evenly distributed. Okay.
Yeah. And so your sauce, so I'm noticing you're not going all the way out to the ends.
Well,
now, why is that?
Well, I'm slow. No, I'm going out slowly towards the ends.
So you are
It's
working
just
it out.
Yeah, it's just a real thick. This is a real thick paste.
That is very rich. And folks, you can't smell the aroma, but I have to tell you, it really smells like it's right off the vine. It's so aromatic and rich looking.
Yes.
It's going to make a great pizza sauce. So, all right, so you've got your pizza sauce. You're going through, and you had all of your condiments chopped before,
right?
And so you have those chilled. Are they chilling
Yes, they're
now?
chilled right now.
Okay.
And what we're gonna do after I lay this out is we're gonna lay the condiments out and the cheese and then the pepperoni.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna get ready to go shortly to the refrigerator.
Okay.
And right now.
All right. So when
we'll
we
be right
come back, all right.
We'll show you.
Okay. Now, all right, Ed. I've seen some stuff on this pizza. Now, what did you put on here already?
Well,
what have you added?
First of all, it is Provence.
Herb de Provence?
Herb de Provence.
Yeah.
And you want to put that on there.
Yeah.
Give it a little bit more Italian.
Okay.
And again, because I love garlic.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not that I don't love people, but I like garlic.
Okay,
So what I do is I kind of sprinkle it on top of it.
All right. Just a little bit of garlic
Just a little
powder.
bit of garlic powder.
All right.
And that should suffice. Hopefully it's going to infuse and embed into the ingredients.
Uh-huh.
And it'll work out marvelously.
Okay.
All
right,
As you
and
can see, I have various condiments here. I have our garlic.
Uh-huh.
I have sausage.
All right. So
Okay.
ground sausage.
Ground sausage.
Okay. All right.
Okay, as we said before, I have the green peppers,
Uh-huh.
black olives,
All right.
and then I have our mushrooms.
Sliced mushrooms and
mushrooms.
sliced olives. All right.
And then of course we have our
And then
sweet onion and red onion.
And red onion. All right.
Okay.
Very good. Okay.
So what we're going to do now is
right.
I'm going to do a couple of things. I like to kind of use infuse the sausage. Okay.
Okay. So you're taking the ground sausage and you're putting it,
You're spreading out evenly
evenly
on the paste because you want to have the meat. I usually like to have my meat at the base.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, some people like it at the top. I like it at the base, and then I like it at the top too. But it's all your preference.
Now, does it help the meat to cook thoroughly? I would
gives
assume if it's closer to the heat than it.
Well, the aroma, the smell.
Yeah.
It's just to me, it's just better.
Yeah.
The meat cooks and it's done. You know it's done.
So, about how much sausage do you think that you have there? Like maybe
About a cup and a half.
About a cup and a half.
Cup and a half of sausage.
All right.
Okay, you don't have to. And I'm going to leave a little bit out here because of the fact that we're going to add some more as we start building. Okay. Right now, I'm just kind of infusing.
So you're laying your foundation.
Laying the foundations. Okay.
All right, and you're spreading your bell pepper on there.
Yeah, put the pepperoni. I mean the bell pepper.
Yeah.
And which is good. And then I'll have the pepperoni and so forth.
Okay.
Okay. I just want to kind of even it out, as you can see.
Yeah. Now I've noticed that you did not puree the vegetables. You chopped your bell pepper.
That's correct.
Now why is that?
Well, as I said earlier, you want to make sure. I like to be able to see the beauty. Mm-hmm. And then plus, it's, when you bite into it, if you don't have any teeth, then I would have pureed it.
Right.
But I have teeth.
Okay. This really smells good. I mean, it truly does. The onions, the peppers, the sausage, the garlic. It's starting to all fuse together, and it's creating an aroma that just makes you want to eat this pizza. All right, so you're spreading on both your sweet onion and red onion.
That's correct.
Okay.
And you want to kind of do it evenly, and I usually kind of spread it out to make sure.
Oh, that's.
And I tell people all the time,
pizza.
make sure your hands are clean.
Yes. So you want to do that, and then I see the two different kinds of mozzarella cheese now.
Well, right now I'm bringing the one that I truly like.
Okay.
And that's really the low moisture whole milk mozzarella because it just gives it a little bit better texture.
Right.
And
Now, do you start with your cheese? Or are you going to put the rest of your vegetables, your black olives and your mushrooms
I'm going to try to put everything I can, and then I'll put the cheese on the top.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes you can do that if you want to. again, I'm a different person. Some people, it depends on whatever you want to do.
Yeah. And you want all of these vegetables and all of these different flavors and seasonings to work together.
That's right.
For your pizza.
That's right.
To bring your pizza, that flavor to blend and, just really melt in your mouth.
That's right.
Okay.
And not in your hands.
And not in your hands. So you're using the sliced black olives.
Black olives, yes. If you want to use the green ones, that's fine.
Yeah.
Something about black olives is what I like. That's my favorite.
All right. And you're laying this out like an artist.
Well,
I mean, you really, it's a beautiful pizza.
It's going to be a beautiful
pizza. That has flavor, texture,
right,
aroma.
Right. As you can see, I'm putting the mushrooms down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now these are sliced mushrooms.
These are sliced out, and they're really delicious.
And they're fresh.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they come out of a bottle, ladies and gentlemen. But you can use the fresh
jarred.
ones.
Okay,
yeah, you can use fresh
right.
ones, and you can saute them in butter and before you lay them out. I just get them from a jar.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
No worries with that. All right.
Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some pesto.
Okay, you're adding more pesto. Okay, and the pesto is going to go on top of the pizza.
Yeah, I'm going to mix it. Yeah.
So you also had the pesto in your crust.
In the dough. That's right.
You had it in your crust. You're adding more to the top of the pizza.
That's right. Remember, folks, my ancestry is most of it. Is from Africa, but again, 8-point-something% is European.
Yeah.
So I love European food. I love
Iberia,
and Iberia as well. So
yes, and you really you're a master chef in this kitchen. I tell you that.
Well, again, it's a passion, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not passionate and you feel like it's you don't like to cook, don't that's not
for you.
Go
to the store and buy your pizza. But if you're really good and you're creative and you have what it takes to make a great pizza, then this is the way to go.
This is the way to go, ladies.
So you're adding more pesto here.
A little bit more pesto.
Yeah. And you use two different kinds of pesto, two different brands.
Well, the reason why I use it, I just if it's a good brand.
Yeah.
This is an Italian good brand.
Yeah.
That I use, but it really it depends.
And it's all the seasonings, the different seasonings working together.
That's right.
All right, so now you're adding minced garlic.
Just minced garlic a little bit.
Just a little. Just a little minced
garlic.
Garlic.
As I said before, my wife is a teacher.
Okay, and I just really would appreciate no more. And you're going to spread that garlic out because you definitely don't want to get a mouthful of garlic.
Oh, I love to have a mouthful of garlic. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm different from most people.
Oh, my goodness.
Matter of fact, I want a couple of mouthfuls of garlic.
You want to spread that garlic out evenly.
Yes, you see, ladies and gentlemen.
So that all of the garlic gets meshed in with the other seasonings. Yeah, and just really blend that garlic. Folks, if you could see this pizza, it looks delicious. So you're putting down your pepperoni.
Pepperoni. And you notice I haven't put the cheese down here
yet.
Yeah,
I haven't put the cheese down yet.
No, I'm gonna layer this.
All right. So you're layering your pepperoni. Now I notice you're spacing it out. Also,
that's right.
You're spacing it out and you're laying it strategically
so that I'm an artist.
So that each piece gets a fair amount of pepperoni.
Yes, and since I'm awfully greedy, I like meat.
Well, we all like meat, but I'm telling you. So you've got two different kinds of meat on this particular King Edward's pizza.
Yes,
this is your sausage and pepperoni deep dish.
That's right, pie.
Pizza pie.
Now, this one is most likely is going to go to our church.
Okay.
We'll give a couple of slices to those individuals who are needy.
They have been really anticipating this pizza, and they've really been waiting for it. So I'm very happy to be able to share this fresh deep dish
pizza.
Pizza pie.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah, I am too. Oh, this looks really good. Now, here we go with the cheese. Now, this is your mozzarella cheese. This is the low moisture, whole milk mozzarella cheese.
Mozzarella cheese, you got it.
All right.
Now, see, the whole idea, I'm gonna cover this pizza after we put everything down on it for about an hour or so.
Okay.
Over in a warm area.
Okay.
In this case, I have a stove, so I'm gonna be on top of the stove. I'll have it covered.
All right.
And then the dough, as you can see, starts slowly rising. As you can tell.
I've noticed that dough is starting to rise up on the pan.
Right, and by the time we finish, it should be at the rim, hopefully, if everything works out well.
Okay.
Okay. Because that's what you want. That's what I want in a deep dish pie pizza.
Yeah. And I notice you're very generous with the cheese. You're not skimping out.
Oh no, I'm not. No. I came from a low income family, so all we had was Velveeta. So when I look at things, I look at them for the most part.
Yeah. And you're adding a little bit more sausage.
Yeah,
you're
a little bit more sausage. A little bit more sausage. I'm gonna try to break it down a little bit more.
And break it down a little bit. So you're really layering your cheese and your vegetables and your meats.
Oh yeah. You have to do that. You have to do that.
And more onion.
More onion.
Yeah, because this is a deep dish pizza pie.
Pizza pie.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is no flatbread pizza.
No, this is a meal in it of itself.
This is a gourmet. I would consider it gourmet slice of a whole meal.
That's right.
A whole
as they say, waste not, want not.
Right. Waste not, want not.
I wanted a lot, but I wasted it as a child. Now I want it.
And now you want it.
That's right.
And you'll be able to enjoy, and so will others.
That's right.
Oh, you just can't imagine the aroma. When you start to make your pizza and you replicate this pizza, if you do choose to do so, or make your own pizza. That's another order. Okay, we'll be right back. All right, so here we have the finished product. Now, I noticed you've added more.
It's not really finished yet, but it's as far as adding. But yes, I put all the condiments down.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're gonna cover it, and we're gonna allow it to rise for maybe an hour. Right now, you can kind of see around these corners here as the dough is starting to rise.
Yeah, that dough. I do see that dough starting to rise. Now, what is the ingredients on the very top?
Well, again, you have
more herb de Provence?
Got more herb de Provence.
All right, and you've got your mozzarella cheese.
You got some mozzarella cheese, more mozzarella cheese.
And you've got your pepperoni,
and
your sausage, red onion, white onion, sweet, whole milk mozzarella cheese, garlic, sausage,
and green peppers.
Oh my goodness, and green peppers.
And so what we're going to do is I'm going to cover it. Again, the oven is on at 400. I moved it down to 400 versus 425.
All right, so we've lowered the temperature on the oven.
Yeah, because you really need to cook it. You can cook it for 25 minutes or so.
Okay.
But what I do is I tuck it like I'm tucking in my child to bed.
Okay, so you're tucking this in, and the whole reason behind
is to lift the dough.
Is to lift that dough.
Lift that dough.
Lift that dough. So you're trying to get your yeast to continue working in the pizza and rise and make this deep dish pizza come to life.
That's correct.
All right, so we're going to be here sitting pretty with this deep dish pizza on the rise for how long?
For about an hour.
For about 1 hour.
For about 1 hour.
All right.
And then we'll check it again, and then we'll put it in the oven for about roughly 25 minutes.
Okay. Well, then we'll be back.
We'll be back. So it looks so far.
All right. So, oh my goodness, look how high that dough has risen. Look at that.
Oh yes, and that's only for an hour. But if you can leave it in here maybe a little bit more, maybe what it can do is go above the rim of the pan. But again, this is a pizza pie.
This is a pizza pie. This is your deep dish.
This is a deep dish, and as you can see, it's stacked at the top.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's going to be really meaty and just delicious.
All right, so we're going to pop that into the oven and let you see what happens. So what do you think?
Well, it's going to be fantastico.
So you left it in. How long did it cook?
That should take, again, 25 to 30 minutes.
25 to 30 minutes max.
It was about 25 minutes.
25 minutes.
You can see I still have 5 minutes left out of the 30 minutes.
You have 5 minutes left, and it was baking on 400?
On 400.
On 400. Yeah. That dough is just beautiful.
So, I mean, what you want to do, you want to make sure it looks, everything is done, as you can see. So I lift it up a little bit. You see how thick, that is?
That crust is thick and rich.
And so it's just, it is what it is.
Yes.
And what you can do towards the end, as I was telling you before, is you have butter. After you get your slices, the rim of the bread is left, right? And just use a little bit of honey.
Oh, wow.
And it will be fantastical.
Okay. Well, you have it straight out of the kitchen of Chef Ed in King Edward's deep dish gourmet pizza, coming to you. Punto di stelle